the sun. It's alright. Darling, darling, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Darling, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's
Alright. Hare Krishna. No, Nanga, Chananda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
It's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright.
Krishna, Gauranga, welcome everybody. Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Gauranga. Give me that one again. Encore. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Gauranga. Fernando's back. He's processed. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He's initiated into the Sangha, the honey lickers. We're only interested in honey licking. We don't care about anything else. Hare, can't lick the honey, you're out of the club. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. This next song is dedicated to Fernando.
Sinking.
Wait for it. Born to be wild. Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I was born for this, man. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hey Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Nitai, Gauranga, Gauranga Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, turn your mics on. Let's do some japa here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Ram Hari Ram Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Krishna
Hari Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
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 Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Rama 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 Hari Hari
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ah, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare Hare,
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare,
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari
Rama,
Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hari Rama
Hare,
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari
Chaitanya,
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Chaitanya,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Nitya
Hari Krishna
Rama,
Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare,
Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare,
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare Rama, Hare
Shri
Rama.
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna Hare Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama,
Shri Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama Rama,
Shri
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama,
Shri
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Oh my
Shri
God.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
And I
Shri
don't
Krishna
feel
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Nimai, 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 Nimai,
Hare Krishna,
Nimai,
Hare Krishna.
Nimai, Vishvambara, 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 Vishvambara,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Vishvambara,
Krishna.
Vishvambara, Vishvambara,
Krishna,
Vishvambara, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
yes,
Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare
Shri Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Rama, Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna, Shri Krishna
Rama Rama,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Hare Rama,
Shri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama Rama, Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna,
This guy seems to know what stage we're at. Can you imagine? You are such a child, man. Vivalma Das Adhikari. Adhikari. Your Adhikari is very low, my friend. That's what it is. Neophytes think the advanced devotees like Gita and Johan are neophytes. That's just how it is. It's always been like that. They thought Lord Caitanya was a neophyte when he was in this village. He's so sure what our stage is. What you can't even in your dreams understand what stage these devotees are in. It's suppressed right now. Just like the real Bitcoin's suppressed because, the Lord's having his pastimes. Even when Lord Caitanya was here, it was suppressed for a while. See? But now it's coming out of suppression. See, please stop. They always say, please stop crying because I can't cry. I can't cry. Too bad for you, man. Yeah. You don't have faith. See, those who don't believe in the mercy of the Panchatattva to get this prema in this very life, they are stay on the neophyte stage and think what is basically untrue, temporary, is what's real, and or they stay at the lower stage of Vaidhi, they stay there because that's what we're here to teach. We're here to overturn that illusion. That's an illusion, my friend. We're here to spread the mercy of the Panchatattva, which is ecstatic devotion. Why? Number one, because we have it. We have that jewel, that pearl of great price. And number two, we have the order from Prabhupada. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. It's spreading. Those who take shelter here and see the reality of it and don't listen to, to be frank people like you can have this treasure. I mean, they can listen to you and just stay neophytes like yourself and say, why don't cry? I can't cry. And therefore I'm going to, I think I can tell people who are actually manifesting the symptoms that are in the scriptures what to do. See, that's called neophytes. You're very neophyte, my friend. And this is the only medicine. Keep coming back and keep complaining. Unless you complain too loud, and then I get bored, and then I have to just eject you. Dean Smith, I want to get down and funky. Yeah, you see? Yeah. Yeah. Please stop this. There's no stopping this, my friend. It's too late. The cat's out of the bag. Let the festivities begin. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare
Please forgive me for offending pure devotees like that. Vanamali.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I like this. Amy says, this is the Goahari experience. It's a movement. It's a living force. Oh, wow. That's really got packs a punch. Hey, you can make a meme like that and post it all over. Go ahead there, Laviona.
Yeah, again, you see, the devotees still don't understand Chaitanya Chanamrita. It is a descript. It is the nature of the Mahamatra.
Yeah, they don't understand because nobody's taught them.
What's going on? You can find it in Chaitanya Chanamrita.
Yeah. They don't understand because nobody's taught them. Their gurus teach them. And so, but that teaching is now, and it's always like that. This is not a new teaching, but it's new now because it hasn't been taught since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the ecstatic devotees back then. But this is the revival. So nobody's taught them, and they're just running on their gurus, varnashram dharma, all neophyte stuff, and they think, oh well, you're a neophyte like us, you shouldn't be chanting at your stage. At basically, you shouldn't be chanting in ecstasy with crying at my stage. Of course not, because we're not at your stage, my friend. You're just looking at mirrors. That's all. It's all smoke and mirrors for you guys. So I mean, out of thousands of people like you, devotees like you at your stage, maybe one will have some good sense and come here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right there, Glenn Goulding.
There's Govinda, I
Oh,
think.
Govinda. Oh, yeah.
I think.
Govinda. He's on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, at your stage, of course, this seems odd, but at our stage, it's very wonderful. And we're inviting people, come to our stage. Oh, yeah. And you can come very easily because we follow the process of up-leveling your stage and increasing the quickening of that is this kind of association. And we're teaching the confidential aspect of bhakti now. So then that's how you rise to this stage. So you just got to understand, we're teaching Chaitanya Leela principles now. And if you can't understand it, stay at your stage. No, stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. Wee, wah. Like a Democrat. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. So I call people like you children. You're just children. You cry a lot. See, he's crying in his own way, right? We cry in our way. He's crying in his own way.
He's crying from jealousy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. They don't even know they're jealous. They don't even know any of that. Yeah, stop crying about the criers. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri
Jaya Sri
Chandra,
Advaita
Jaya
Chandra,
Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm starting to realize things as a chanting. It's just amazing, how this truth is just so wonderful. It's so interesting, to understand more about God, and what we're in, what we're immersed in, and how things are working even in this world. It comes back. See, like I was wondering, why am I interested in this crypto thing? And it's like a reflection of the truth, literally, and you can learn about the truth through the reflection too. Also, they mirror each other. And so, anyway, like in the crypto world, there's problems, and problems is basically greed and fear. See, so greed and fear is in this world of crypto. That's why people are a little afraid of it, and they should be very careful in that world. So there's greed, and so it blinds people about the use of that realm, and it has to have a use. Matter of fact, we're entering that age, whether we like it or not. We're all becoming so digitally. It's just in the cards for that. So, so the problem is interoperability. Where everything can work together. See, that is the big problem in blockchain. Is interoperability, and because of greed, they're having problems figuring it out. Okay, it's the same thing in our world. Is interoperability, and that's why it's like we're in an atmosphere. See, God has created this whole universe. It's like an atmosphere that can many beings, living beings and collectives can get together or be alone and operate. It's like the internet. It's an operating system that people can build on it. So this world is like this universe like this. It's an operating system made organically by God, so the living beings can build on it and make clusters and societies even of people who want to work together and build things. Okay, so like in this world, the problem is there also people are, they've been trying to do this interoperability, like people live in their own worlds, so to speak, gradually. But now things are, there's this influx of wanting to take over the whole system that's here, so that people, you can't just live and let live. It's like, live the way we want you to live. Everybody, like everybody fit into this operating system. And because we're going to play God. See, that's demoniac. And that's the problem. That's why there's friction. The people that, the good people, they want to have a more let live system, and the demons want to have a more closed system in their, they're running the whole thing like God does. Like God is also. See, God is a very interesting person. The more I get to know about this ever fresh, ever expanding personality, it's, he's creates this thing, and he lets us build on it whatever we want, and sometimes he comes to build on it. Okay, and he comes into this world, into this universe, and he was thinking in that chapter 9, let me build on this here. Let me build what is very dear to me. Let me bring what is in the spiritual universe into this material universe. That's basically what we're doing, is we're bringing the Lord's idea, his conception, and his happiness into this world. And because everybody is creating different things in the universe, usually their own dreams. And what we're doing is building on his idea. Okay? His dream. His dream is, my name is Vishvambara, the maintainer of all the living beings in this world, the provider of this huge operating system. See, it's like the internet, big, huge operating, and anybody can build on it. Okay? See, and so my name is Vishvambara. Now, if I can, the maintainer of living in, if I can get the living beings here and fill it with love of Godhead, this whole universe, then I will fulfill and actualize my name as maintaining living entities. Because we're never, whether demons or demigods, doesn't matter whatever form you have, will never be complete without this relationship, this transcendental relationship with the Lord. And that's based on this loving ecstasy. Okay? This thing that this guy says at our stage. Because it's very odd to have this here. It's usually suppressed, by the illusion and by material motivations and all that stuff that's going on. See? But there's a point where it wants to come into expression. Yeah, and it's funny, when I found this real Bitcoin thing, it's like that. They've built something that everybody can build on it, like the internet. Everybody can build on it, although that's changing now too. That's another story. But they built this Bitcoin thing that it's so expansive that everybody can build their little projects, their businesses, everything. You can even build a CBDC thing that the governments want to do. And you can, out of your choice, enter into that place if you want to agree with the governments and their, crafty things, and you can do it. A lot of people do that. They just decide they want to comply with this stuff. But everybody can go in there and build something, whatever you want. You want privacy, you want transparency, you want this, you want that, all kinds of stuff. So that's there, but it's being suppressed because it's the best thing. And everybody's so greedy, they rather do these pump and dump schemes, with in the crypto world. See, and so that's the same thing with this bhakti. Right now, it's being suppressed. You notice we got only 19 people. That's actually amazing, actually, because the illusion's always trying to suppress the truth. But you see, we got the order to express that truth, and it's so powerful that it overwhelms everything, because the truth is what sets people free. The truth that this is the greatest relationship that you can have in this whole universe is with that Supreme Lord who is so close, yet can be so far away because of misconceptions, right? The wrong ideas, not supporting this idea. See, we're here to support that. And that's really amazing. Like I was listening to this one YouTube thing about the Bitcoin thing. It's called End Chain, which they're expanding this. And these guys are good-hearted people. The one guy said, I just really believe in this guy's ideas. They're the best ideas in this whole realm of crypto, which is not even crypto. It's Bitcoin meant to change and transform the world. He really believes, and he's behind that idea. But most people aren't. They all hate the idea. That's called contamination. See? That's called, and why the good is suppressed in this world at this time. And why the real bhakti is suppressed. Okay? So basically everything that is good is being suppressed, but that's just it's kind of it's a pastime of the Lord. How can you flex your muscles? How can you show your strength unless you have some kind of resistance? How can you show the strength of bhakti unless there's some kind of resistance to overcome? Otherwise, nobody knows. You need perspective. See, as we grow here in our little sangha, as our bhakti grows, as our relationship grows, so our strength grows, right? Just like working out in the gym. And then gradually you become stronger than others. And what are the others? The others are our brothers and sisters who have taken shelter of what makes you weaker, what makes you less intelligent, and less intelligent, and less intelligent. That's the Maya. See, we take shelter of the absolute truth, which makes us more and more intelligent. Look at every day these things, huh? What are these discourses? I hear feedback and people say, oh, thank you. So I hear so much great, but I think, me, what am I doing? I'm just here as a miner like you guys, just mining. I just love these truths. You love these truths. And it gives you a grateful heart. Amy Rose says, I'm addicted to your voice. I just love hearing you speak. It makes me feel so good. That's the secret, isn't it? The voice. Yeah. Lalita Ganga and Johan, they're addicted to their own voices. That's why they chant so much and they become ecstatic. Why? Because the Lord wants to hear it. He's not hitting their heart. If he doesn't hear it, he starts to cry. Oh, where? Right? Isn't that the thing? She got to feed the baby, man. She's like a mother for Krishna. Yeah. Got to mother that Lord. Yeah. We all have to. If you're not addicted to your own voice, you haven't gotten the mercy of Lord Caitanya yet. He was addicted to his voice too. He was chanting, and he became ecstatic. That's just the thing. You got to be a slave of serving that Lord in your heart, and he likes to hear your voice. Just how it is. And don't have to be envious either, but people will. Because this is an enviable position. I remember I met Noodles. I told the story before. Noodles in Germany. And she said, I don't like to chant. I don't like to hear my voice. And so I chanted a little bit, did some kirtan and everything. She says, all of a sudden, wow, I like to hear my voice now. See, this is win-win for everybody. Look at it. Johan likes to hear his voice now. He didn't like it so much. He was chanting like a dry cow before, right? Remember in ISKCON? Like chewing cud. And now he likes his own voice. He's chanting all the time. You know, Lalita also, and Govinda, and a lot of devotees. Even Tom, he likes to sing songs about Krishna. Yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting. You see how it's all connected. That's what I like, the connection. See, Lord Krishna is the connection point. He'll show you all the connections, even with his Maya. Isn't that amazing? That's why you find real safety in the transcendental Lord, because everything's connected to him. He's the transcendental spider. Everything comes from him, even his web that traps people in the material world. And because you're so close to the spider, and you can't get caught up in the web. See, the web, puts you, at the mercy of the spider, the other aspect. There's this transcendental spider, just like the transcendental snake. And then there's the material snake that bites you. It's speculation. That's like if you were back in the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, there was God, right? There's God and the snake. The snake was the speculation. It said, hey, Eve, listen to me. Listen to my word. See, my word, forget about that other guy you listen to, that other God. Let me be your God. Listen to my word. Go against what you heard. See, go against the conception, the true conception that's taught by God through his inspired word through the real devotees who know him well. Okay? So listen to the speculators, listen to the snakes. What did Jesus call the Pharisees, which are the Brahmins and the sannyasis of that day? He called them vipers and snakes because they still don't get it. I mean, we're here to teach. I mean, if you listen, you vipers and snakes, then you can become purified. Otherwise not. You just stay vipers and snakes, and people give you their attention, and it just increases your poison. You become more and more infatuated with your illusion of being God. See, that's snaky. You notice the snakes go to religion. You notice Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, the personification of truth, says abandon all varieties of religion. Abandon the snaky teachings. See? What is the snake teaching? Oh yeah, you can worship us as your God, even though we haven't realized the transcendental Lord. That's the position of all that religion and Vaishnavism, as far as I see. They're saying, yeah, just like this guy, stop crying at your level. See? He hasn't even seen the level of anybody like this. See? So he assumes everybody's at his level. See, even the gurus, he probably has a guru. He's never seen his guru cry. See, because they speculate, they have some other idea they want to promote. So that's really the essence of truth. This is what we read yesterday. The devotees they put themselves away from people like that because they don't listen and they think they know everything. See, they're we know-it-alls. We know everything about bhakti. We know your level. There's no way that it's possible. I won't even entertain an open mind, to even explore. I'm just going to come this one time and just, throw up on you and then go away. I have no interest in exploring to see if this is really prema bhakti. See, you got no spiritual greed. You have the symptoms of have no open-mindedness, no critical thinking. See, from all this crying, I get this kind of intelligence. I take shelter of this intelligence that is given to me from this kind of worship. I believe in Bhagavad Gita 10:10 worship. Those who worship Krishna with the kind of loving ecstasy you see here they get the real understanding. They get the real transcendental knowledge. I believe that with all my heart. I stand for that conclusion. I stand for that's God's conclusion. And if any of you gurus are not standing by that conclusion, by being that conclusion, by having the mercy of Lord Caitanya and the real parampara to be that conclusion, step aside, because we're here. New kids are in town and we're taking over. Why? Because it's the Lord's desire. He's the avatar for this age. His ideas are meant to be preached to the world. He always knows best. Father knows best. Even a show on TV, Father knows best. That's a reflection of the absolute truth. Our transcendental Father knows best. And we are emissaries of that, aren't we? Amy Rose. At your level, this guy doesn't know who he's talking to. He watches you in ecstasy one time and is going to judge you? He has no idea the mysticism and extreme levels of prema bhakti that are exuded here in this Sangha on a daily basis. See, out of the mouths of babes, such truths come. By the way, thank you very much for coming, my dear child. What's his name? Again, lost him.
Maybe he's the one who has so many names.
Oh, yeah. Vanamahari Das Adhikari. Adhikari. Thank you for coming. You give us food for discussion. See, in this way, everybody can contribute. You see, there's a place for you here, too. What other ideas do you have? It's a good preaching. Preaching helps us on our preaching. Because so many people think like that, right? 99% of the Vaishnavas are thinking like that. Otherwise, they'd all be here. If they believed that this was real, why everybody would be here, you know? But the Lord has it suppressed right now because he doesn't want too much disturbance. Can you imagine having all these people here who come for different motives, you know? They're coming here, get these, they call that usurping. They come to usurp the energy so that they can take it and do something other than loving God with it, like being God, stuff like that. So what is this kind of? Ray Davies says, I'm sitting with our mom. She's still a bit confused. Parkinson's progressing. Oh. I sat by her and said, Mom, do you want to listen to Srila Gaur Haridas? And she smiled and says, not really. Well, what do you expect?
And then he said, I turned the sound on anyway. In another.
Oh, good. And she's probably still smiled. Yeah, in the digital world, you are an I or an O. Some say stay a O. Yeah. Amy Rose, I'm a oh, what else? Okay, let's see. Yeah, so interesting things we come up with here. So what do we got here? Read chapter 4 in 10th canto, Johan. Oh, can you do that? Are you set up to do that?
I have Srimad Bhagavatam. It's of Srimad Bhagavatam, huh?
Yeah, 10th canto, 4th chapter.
But with me it's maybe a little bit different because it is this one volume.
Oh, the one volume. Yeah, the atrocities of, in 10th canto, the atrocities of Kamsa. It's around the, early parts there.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Need a magnifying glass for that book.
And there are the demigods, vision reversed,
So
deliverance.
what does Krishna think about committing suicide? Is that a path that he ever would recommend? Well, actually, Lord Chaitanya taught his thoughts on suicide.
I find it.
Just second there, Johan. Just second.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he said, yeah, Lord Chaitanya, Sanatan was contemplating suicide because his body was shot. It was full of worms and pus sores and all that. So he thought, let me give up my body. And so Lord Chaitanya said, well, he said, if I could attain Krishna by committing suicide, I would give up millions of bodies, but I can't. It's the action and the mode of ignorance. See? So Krishna is attained, God is attained. See, this relationship is attained by hearing, chanting, remembering the name, the fame, the attributes of the Lord, especially in a society of devotees. I'm adding to what he said to make it clear, because it works really fast. And so, see, suicide is an action and mode of ignorance, and you could see it. People feel there's no hope. They're at the end of their rope. They have no real shelter. They can't. Something went wrong in their lives, or they're like a lot of people now, because the governments are becoming very tyrannical, and the taxes are getting really high, and the expenses are really high for people's apartments. I see this a lot on TikTok, and they're going freaking out, man. And so the government has given them, oh, you can opt out here. We give you euphemism. They have this now in Canada. It's legal, and also I think in the EU it's getting there now, if not already. So because there's no real shelter there. So that's an action and mode of ignorance. What is that ignorance? Not knowing what we know. This is true knowledge. If people who were thinking of committing suicide came here, they would have a new life. They would become so happy, just like Sanatan. The Lord gave him away. He said, and healed him actually, and said, "I accept you as you are." He was embracing him even before he healed Sanatan. Every day he'd embrace him because he was a devotee. And those who are sick or have problems and everything, and you get this mercy here, you feel the embrace. Like you could see River, she has so many problems with her body and all this, and on a machine for 30 years, and with rheumatoid arthritis and all kinds of things, right? But the Lord comes and embraces her every day. See, and that's this ecstatic worship. That's proof that the Lord has come close to give you solace, give you happiness. And that's a great preaching point too, because when people see that makes them a believer. They start to believe in the mercy of the Lord. If you can be happy in a miserable condition, like the world is becoming more and more in a miserable condition, and the people will become more and more believers in what we do because we have overcome by this relationship. Even in the miserable condition and everything, we'll be happy campers. Well, more or less. Depends how miserable it gets. The thing is, people can't see or understand what is happening here. And what is given here by observing with speculative attitude one time. You need our 30-day challenge. Exactly. You need to do that. Yeah. Because everyone who does it will feel the distinct effects. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome there, Sim. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead there, Johan, read on.
Oh, glories to Vasudeva. After Vasudeva, I just
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to have Lalita read. I know you just.
all the doors with the gates.
Even she's hard sometimes because she starts. There's too much nectar from these books.
The gatekeepers awoken. The newborn child cried. Cantor was waiting to hear the news of the childbirth.
Okay, Lolita, you read. Let's try you out. And if you fail, then I'm going to have to resort to Tom.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thanks, Johan. It's good.
Thank you, Johan.
You're lucky there, my friend.
So, Lalita, try not to come in ecstasy.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. You're more lucky if you can't read the book.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sukadeva Goswami continued. My dear King Pariksit, the doors inside and outside the house closed as before. Thereafter, the inhabitants of the house, especially the watchmen, heard the crying. I'm sorry. The crying of the newborn child, and thus awakened from their beds. Thereafter, all the watchmen very quickly approached King Kamsa, the ruler of the Boya dynasty, and submitted the news of the birth of Devaki's child.
Hey, go read that verse again. Start again.
First one?
Well, whatever you start, wherever you started.
Okay. Sukadeva Goswami continued. My dear King Pariksit, the doors inside and outside the house closed as before. Thereafter, the inhabitants of the house, especially the watchmen, they heard the crying of the newborn child, and thus awakened from their beds. Thereafter, all the watchmen very quickly, they approached King Kamsa, the ruler of the Boya dynasty, and submitted the news of the birth of Devaki's child. Kamsa, who had awaited the news very anxiously, he immediately took action.
See, this is a metaphor. This is how it works. See, they heard the crying of the newborn child. If you're mundane, you think it's just a baby, an ordinary baby crying right now. No, this is, you notice when the Lord awakens in the heart, there's crying. See, so people hear the crying. Just this is a good example. Thank you for coming there, my child over there. See, he heard the crying of the newborn child. See, we have that crying every day, and then so Kamsa, come and hears about it, and they come immediately to do something about that crying. So it's please stop crying. So they try it with words, to stop that crying of the newborn child. Because it awakens the people in the Maya. See, when the Son of God arises. This is in the Bible, always saying the same thing. When the Son of God arises, see that Son of God, basically it's the Lord, God, Christ, rising in your heart, causes you to cry. See, then that crying, that laughing, those other symptoms that awaken in your body, that's that birth of Krishna, the spiritual body. See, that spiritual relationship. See, and so the servants in the Maya, See, the ones they're the ones in charge. They wake up. They're actually asleep, but they wake up when they hear that crying. See, they cry and they rise. See, rise to condemnation, to condemn, to criticize, to stop, even sometimes even physically to try to harm. Because that's what it does. It opposes. See, it opposes, and that's how it's exposed. That's how the Maya is exposed. A lot of people you might think are worshipable, like in religion, they come to suppress that truth. That's what this guy, he's got a devotee name and everything, right? He comes to suppress that truth. Stop crying. Stop this. See how the Bhagavatam, this is 10th canto, it's meant to reveal these subject matters, reveal these truths. Because as soon as Krishna is born in you, this is its effect. Look at Lalita, what she's been going through, and Johan. People come and they get very angry. They demonize you. They do all kinds of things to try to suppress. See, that's just how the Maya works. But if you make it through the mature point, see, we're here. You notice a lot of the children of Devaki were dashed to the ground. See, by Kamsa. That's what can happen when your bhakti is awakened, and you probably had it when you weren't in this association sometimes. It's immediately dashed to the ground or suppressed. Like when I went to the temple, I was immediately ecstatic. See, Krishna rose in my heart, and immediately it was suppressed and dashed to the ground with great anger. See, that's the Kamsa, even that's the religion you have to abandon ultimately. That's why it works so well here. See, Krishna, to grow up, was transferred to the ecstatic place, Vrindavan, because he couldn't grow up in a situation like that. That's like being in prison. See, devotees, you Vaishnavas are in prison. We're here to free the captives. See, we're with the verse even in the Bible. I've been anointed by the Spirit of the Lord to free the captives. See, you in religion, you're captivated by the oppression of Kamsa, the hypocritically devout. And the hypocritically devout are captivated by their own ideas. Everybody, that's the blind leaders leading the blind followers. They're both blind. They're both going to fall in the ditch. We're here to liberate them. If anybody would come and listen, you'll see this is the best preaching in the world. This is the best clarity you're going to get. Nobody can give you this kind of clarity. Nobody will. Even if like Bhakti Vinod knew all these things, but he didn't give it to you. He put it in his books, but you wouldn't understand it. You got to come and follow the process and surrender. That's why you got to do, like Amy says, a 30-day challenge and come here for at least 30 days with an open mind. Otherwise, you're not going to get this. You'll just work under the suppressors there. You'll believe in the misconceptions they preach to you. This is by their word, by the word of a real spiritual master. By their word, your ignorance is destroyed. The ignorance of even considering this neophyte. Are you kidding, man? That's ignorant. You come here 30 days, I'll prove that you're in ignorance, man. And that's good for you. If you're not just wanting to be right, don't you want to be the truth? Don't you want the truth? Instead of being right, what is being right in a wrong world? Being right when you're wrong. What good is that? That's wrong and right and wrong. That's material dualities. It's the truth that'll make you right. It's only spoken by those who are Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in person. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. I love that verse. It's amazing, huh? With loving ecstasy, prema bhakti, like you see here, that you want to suppress their Vanamali or whatever your name is. I give them real understanding. That's what you're hearing here. You come here 30 days, get a 30-day dose of this, man. This is the protocol. 30 days. You take this protocol, you'll be healed. Healed of a morose mind. Healed of inconclusive understanding. Healed of illusions, many. See, this is the protocol for it. It's always been the protocol. You are clean by the word I spoke to you, Jesus told his disciples. See, that's the same thing that Maharaj Parikshit did. He was healed and saved and liberated by the words spoken by Shukadev Goswami, a authorized speaker. And the same thing with you guys right here. You got the same situation again because it's proved to work, man. Anybody who comes and listens here, look at you guys, been listening for 6 years. Hey, 6 years, and there must be something here. And then you become this ecstatic. You found the real pearl of great price and treasure. You're showing people with the pearl of great price, not just saying, well, let me give you a parable like Jesus. Here's the parable. There's a pearl of great price. And everybody's thinking, yeah, okay, great. What is that? We don't know. Well, you want to know? It's what Lalita's doing. It's Johan. It's how they worship, and Govinda and other ecstatic devotees here, Amy and Fanny. That's a pearl of great price in expression, in teaching, by their example, man. You ain't going to get a better knowledge or better teaching in this whole world. Prove it. Any, you, Charity, come here. Prove that you got something better than this, something more truthful than this. Where's your ecstatic fruits? Where are the fruits, man? Where are the fruits? By their fruits they shall be known. I haven't seen one ecstatic devotee in the Charya Dev or Narayan Raj or even in Radhanath or Jaipat. Not even one ecstatic devotee like you guys. And this is the treasure, man. This is the supreme truth, isn't it? Wasn't it say chapter? That's why I love these books. I got so much ammunition just to obliterate illusion and Maya, man. Just crumble it. Chapter 21, Life's Ultimate Goal. Just the title crumbles the whole shenanigans. Life's ultimate goal, love of Krishna. See, that's what we got. That's what we preach. See, we got that treasure. That's the pearl. Life's ultimate goal, love of Krishna. And it's proven here, it's shown here, it's glorified here, it's actualized here. We may have not filled the whole universe with it yet, but we filled this Sangha with it. We got the best deal, and I'm not ashamed to say it any. This is the will of God. He wants people ecstatic like this because he wants more friends. If you don't become ecstatic, how are you going to have the friendship of the Lord? You can't help but being ecstatic like many devotees here. We can't help it. You know, how are we going to be friends with anybody if they're adverse to ecstasy? You know, it's our nature now, isn't it there, Lalita? It's our nature to be ecstatic. Right, Johan? We're just our nature now. So how can we have you as a friend if you're not ecstatic like us? Because we're ecstatic because we welcome Radha. She's very ecstatic. How can you have her friendship if you're not ecstatic like her? How can she call you a girlfriend if you're not ecstatic like her? You get my point? You come do 30 days of this protocol and you're going to be so enlightened. You'll be more enlightened than the illustrious Acharya Dev. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong name. Sorry, Piano Dev. See? Go on there, Lalita. Moving along.
Yes. Thereafter, all the watchmen very quickly approached King Kamsa, the ruler of the Boyan dynasty, and they submitted the news of the birth of Devaka's child. Kamsa, who had awaited this news, was immediately took action. Kamsa immediately got up from bed, thinking, here is Kala, the supreme time factor, which has taken birth to kill me. thus overwhelmed, Kamsa, his hair scattered on his head.
Yeah, you see, this is the story, right? And this is why it's only a story to some people. Freddie likes tattva. He likes when the tattva gets hot. He likes to come. Yeah, yeah. So you see, yeah. So what was my point? I forgot. It was an important one too.
Reaction of Kamsa.
Yeah. Read that sentence again.
Yeah. Kamsa immediately got up from bed thinking, here is Kala, the supreme time
Oh, he's
factor.
come to kill me. Yeah. See, so people just think this is a story. It's more than that. It's a metaphor. It's an esoteric truth. See, Kamsa realizes that Krishna being born is come to kill him. See, what does Kamsa represent? Kamsa represents the hypocrisy of religion, speculation. See? Desire to be the false ego, wanting to be on top, wanting to be a teacher, wanting to be a leader, wanting to be God, to imitate God, to have to be the controller. You notice, like Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab, they like this control feature. See, that's a God. They're trying to do it inorganically. That's called demoniac. See, so Krishna's born to kill me, which is naturally, but you don't have to kill the body, material bodies. You kill the conception. You give them a better conception. Lord Caitanya is even making it easier to understand this point. You know, why be under the influence of Kamsa in this world? That's the religious speculation. You got to listen to the real authority that comes on the behalf of 10th canto. Anybody who can explain the 10th canto is like that nobody came along and pulled the sword out of the stone and became the king. You need to be looking for somebody like that. That's what we're doing. We're here to show that we can explain the Bhagavatam in a way that's better than any of those persons, not to show for some material motivation that we're better than those guys. We just are, but people need to know that. We're better because we have the mercy of Lord Caitanya. We're better because he's given us the ability to worship in ecstasy, like Bhagavad Gita 10:10, in prema, and bring forth this knowledge for the benefit of the world. So that's the point, is not just they're an illusion. The illusion is we don't care about the truth. We think we have the truth, even though it's not making us ecstatic like here. We don't even know that's truthful. See, there's all these speculations. See, but they want to be on top. That's the false ego, wants to fight with the true ego, the true servants of the Lord. They want to fight with the true servants. That's the pastime. See, and the devotees, when they're here preaching in full force and expression, it's to defeat that. See, Bhagavatam defeats that ignorance. And if there's a lot of intelligent speculators out there, they're not really intelligent. They're less intelligent than a devotee. There are a lot of intelligent Brahmins and sannyasis and gurus, actually, but they're less intelligent compared to a real devotee who is a Sudra, or maybe a Sudra, may not have any signs of being an exalted spiritual master or guru other than the truth, being in them, living in them. That's how they destroy. That's why the Lord empowered a carpenter to defeat all those Pharisees' teachings and come on top. You see how he destroyed illusion in many people? Do you see how Lord Caitanya and his teaching and being ecstatic and teaching about the glories of ecstatic devotion defeated many people, came to apologize that were opposed to him? See, that's the Kamsa element, the speculation. People are under that. The leaders are under that influence. and their followers are under that influence. That's the blind leaders following the blind, having blind followers. So that's, you need that birth. Oh, you need to mute somebody. Yeah, you need that birth of Lord Krishna or the Christ or the Krishna in the person, so that it begins to overcome that ignorance. And that's why you see, this is like when you're transferred here from the Vaidhi Bhakti thing or somewhere, because Krishna sees your heart, this is like being transferred into Vrindavan, like he was, so you can be around ecstatic devotees, so that you can culture and nourish this bhakti like he did. You see, comes as a baby. Can you imagine? You have that birth just like I did, and many of you may have had it in ISKCON because you're with Krishna, and that's your level of growth from a past life, and you're beginning to awaken. And then you got the temple president who is like, represents like the Kamsa level, the speculation in religion, and says, what is this crying here? Get it. You see, stop crying at your level. You're just a neophyte. How do they conclude that? They don't know. They're in ignorance. See, so we're lucky. This wasn't available when I came to Krishna consciousness. I had to sit there and endure 5 years because I wanted Krishna. I wanted Prabhupada. I wanted to be close to them naturally. And there was no alternative. So you out there in Vaidhi land with the Kamsas, you could be transferred over here, but this wasn't available. It's still not available in the Narayan Raj group or the Radhakund Babajis. It only appears to be available. It's only available when you see real ecstatic devotees demonstrating ecstatic worship like this, like Lord Caitanya did, like Srinivas did, like Narottam did, and kept the ball rolling for a while. See, this is why you see this is the living Bhagavatam. Do you see how the Bhagavatam lives in this Sangha as this Sangha? This is the new Vrindavan. You devotees who are qualified by the Lord's grace and mercy will be transferred to the new Vrindavan. Isn't Vrindavan a rare place? Well, this is a very rare place amongst Vaishnava. This is this is the only place. Just like that Bitcoin is going to be the only operating system, because it's good, it's nice, it's beautiful for everybody. It's in line with the way the Lord wants things. You know, he likes things to operate perfectly. See? And he operates perfectly. Now, he comes here to give a universal solution, life's ultimate goal, love of God, easily attained in this Sangha. This is that rare Vrindavan, man. It's not in the Vrindavan they make up, Maya makes up over there in that place in the Virginia over there. What do they call that? The new Vrindavan over there, run by pedophile guy, murderers and dacoits. No, that with a bunch of shiny images and profaning even Jesus and everything else there. That ain't no new. That's Maya's. That's Maya's replica, deceit, deceptions. See, this is the new Vrindavan. There's no ecstasy over there. No ecstatic love. Only demoniac stuff going on. See, that's religion. All kinds of speculations in religion. See, and when they can't reach this ecstatic stage, then they're overwhelmed by the Lord's material opulences. See, we may have material opulences or not in this Sangha here, but the Lord's grace keeps us from being overwhelmed by them, and so that our hearts stay purified, right? Otherwise, we would be overwhelmed, because the Lord's opulences, even in the material world, are overwhelming. They're meant to be, because the Lord is meant to overwhelm us. We're meant to be overshadowed by God, but are you overshadowed by the snake God? You know, the Maya, the illusion God, or are you overwhelmed by the transcendental Lord? Well, that's what we're here to promote. That's what we're here to preach. That's what we're here to show and demonstrate and make it really clear that this is the new Vrindavan for the world. This is the real shelter. Vrindavan is the best shelter of all the Dhams. They know Krishna the most intimate. See? For those who are ready for it, that's where they'll come. You know? That's why even in that Bitcoin, I'm investing all in my, hey man, that's the best Bitcoin. You know why? Because it's the truth. The truth on all levels will come out. It's good for everybody. It's the only thing that'll change the demons to rise. Otherwise, what is their destiny? The hellish, more and more hellish situation. That's why you see they talk about lizard people and stuff like that. That's your destiny for consciousness. It goes that down you into the lizard type. They call that reptilian mind. See, fight, flight, domination. You know, might is right. Stuff like, you know, really, really low level consciousness. See? This is the medicine for it all here. So, Freddie, give us a word now. You've done more than 30 days. You can make some comments.
Yeah, some need a little bit more than 30 days, I guess, because when these guys come here, immediately they want to pop out their material egg, you know, and then they start, and that's what they do all the time when they come here. Yeah, they give it only a few minutes. They, you know, they look at it and then they say, wow, no, that is not normal what is going on there in that sangha, and they immediately start criticizing what they always do. And if it's really a devotee, he should know the principle of Shravana. Shravana is the first principle in spiritual life. But to whom are you listening? That they didn't figure out. They are listening to so many gurus. They are not awakened, and they get all what they get is material vibration. And based on that vibration, they draw their conclusions and they go against the real conclusion of Shastra. And that's what's happening over and over and over again in this Sangha. So many of us devotees here, they are listening for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And still the purification is going on. So we speak, when Guru says, okay, give us a word, then we speak. We don't interrupt Gurudev when he is eating his prasadam. And these guys, they don't just, you know, they have no manners. They speak about etiquette, but it's all superficial. When a real Prabhu, when a real master is speaking, then they don't listen. Then they immediately start to correct you. That's what they do. So that is
barbarians.
They're but they think they are very elevated, but they are actually barbarians. So if they could see their own consciousness, they would be, you know, they would be shocked from their own consciousness. But that's what the covering always does, you know. People in the world, they think, wow, we are great personalities, and I am a great scholar, and I learned this and I learned that, and I learned from that coach something or whatever. But it's all on the material platform. Real spiritual knowledge needs to be heard from a self-realized soul, and that is the Guru Tattva over and over again. God always sends great personalities to this world. Jesus Christ, he spoke. Sukadeva Goswami, he spoke. Transcendental personality. Sutta Goswami was in the forest of Naimisharanya speaking to the sages. Great personality. It's always like that. Narada Muni, he speaks. Transcendental personality. So they cannot figure out who is a real transcendental personality. How does he behave? How does he speak? What are his symptoms? You know, when they are ecstatic, there are ecstatic symptoms in the physical body. So when they are not manifested, well, that means that person is not a transcendental personality. And that's what people need to see, they need to learn. And of course, it is so rare, this ecstasy. It was manifested 550 years when Lord Caitanya came. And now it went more or less underground till it manifests now in this Sangha again. And of course, it is weird when the light encounters the darkness. You know, there is always a fight between the light and the darkness. So the inner demons, they start to, I want to be all over the place now. And yeah, of course, it needs to come out, and it will come out. Nobody can, you know, can cover up the sin. When God's light comes, your sin will come out. And that's why most devotees will rise to condemnation. So they need to empty the cup. Then it can be filled with the true words, with the living words of the real Guru. And yeah, that's why we come here every day. We want to be filled. We want to be filled with the real thing and not with the Maya thing, what's always happening. She's always a distraction. Oh, come here and listen here. Yeah, you want to be a big pop star or you want to be a big guru? I can provide you that, no problem. But worship me, worship me. I will give you all. I will give you all the opulence. I will give you all what you desire. Beautiful woman, no problem. Beautiful man, money, no problem. But worship me, worship me. And many are falling in that trap for many lifetimes. And Jesus was tested in that way when he was praying in the desert. You know, the devil came in front of him and he presented him, okay, you can have all these worlds if you worship me. And then Jesus became very angry at it. You devil, don't challenge my Lord, my Father. And
Yeah,
and, and that,
you see in that passage, I just so that devil is the speculation. So he says, "Worship me," and the Lord countered all these things with the scriptures. He started quoting the scriptures. He had so much faith in the scriptures that when the speculation would come, worship me is basically worship speculate. Have motive. It's just like going to Prabhupada and saying, "Okay, I'm going to worship you." But I'm going to speculate now. So then you go from the real Prabhupada into this speculative form, and then you become a guru, but you're not guru in truth. See, this is the problem. They went into the position with speculation, not the real path to become guru. Those gurus should have went and did a course in Chaitanya Lila first, but they didn't make it to that stage. Therefore, they jumped the gun. See, they jumped the gun, and therefore they don't understand the real standard for a spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line. See, so they're worshiping that the demon of speculation. See, and what it does is then nobody gets liberated because it's not the truth. The truth is the book Bhagavat. And the truth is promoted by the real devotee Bhagavat. They take that sword out of the Bhagavatam is just a stone that they can't take that sword of truth out. Only the real king, the real messenger can do that and slash away the illusion. That's why we can be the living Bhagavatam here. And we must be, otherwise we cannot promote the real Bhagavatam in the world. It'll just be a storybook, your book of stories that nobody knows. The demons don't understand it. The demigods don't understand it. Only real devotees understand it. See? And they promote, or if they promote it, which is this is a big thing. It takes big potency to do this. This destroys every illusion, that's being promoted by the house of cards. That's always going to fall. All illusion will fall. Speculations is very weak. It gobbles, see the snake, it gobbles up the consciousness of the souls, takes over, and you become demoniac just by the snake gobbling you up all the way from the mode of ignorance. So you notice the snake has a body, right? You go in through the mouth, hearing, go in through the mouth of the snake, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper into what? More darkness down there, right? So you go from, you think there's light in there, but it's actually going into a darker place. See, we go into the snake of Vrindavan, right? That's Lord. See that blackness, but that blackness, there's more and more light. See, we go into this snake. See, and he gobbles up our darkness. First thing he does, right? And we see more and more light, more and more light. That's why we come here. This is what we're here to promote: is come in through this door, come in through this mouth. See, and you get more and more light, not more and more darkness, more and more speculations. See, that's the. So we're here to promote that, that truth, that go in through. This will gobble up, just like snakes when they gobble up. They gobble up your consciousness and bring it into darkness. This will gobble up your consciousness and make it more illuminated, which is a better deal, isn't it? Go ahead there.
Go ahead, whom? Lalita?
Fred, the celery man.
Well, what more is there to say? Yeah, for us, it's just wonderful, to be here and to feel this wonderful protection. If we get the real sound vibration every day coming in the ear and going to the heart and purifies every day a little bit more to get clear understanding. And it's going with feeling at the same time. And devotees have different feelings because they experience different types of rasa emotions. And that is so wonderful how Krishna deals with every individual devotee here in the Sangha. And Lalita, it's very much laughing, crying, and then we see that in Johan. That's real the gopi bath. And I'm a more composed personality. I feel mostly at this present moment I feel a lot of warmth and stoned feelings in my head. That's what I'm feeling now. So I start sweating like anything. So Krishna is putting the fire under my ass. So it's burning up. It's burning up things in us so that we become more convinced and more clear about what's going on in this Sangha, that it is really real. And all the rest is, is under the modes. And the modes, they can trick you so easily. People are tricked in goodness and passion, in ignorance, whatever taste is there, with whatever mode we associate. But once you start associating with the transcendental Suddha Sattva, it clears, it makes everything open. But of course, people need to have the patience to go through the process, You don't get ice on the water in one night, It takes several nights hard freezing because then the ice will become really thick that you can walk over it. And in bhakti, it's just the same. It needs to be fed every day. And if we don't do that, regularly classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing from the Guru, rendering service, etc., etc., and then ultimately this bhakti will be an irrevocable fact. And that's it. It's an irrevocable fact. Patience. Go through the process, go through the purification, and everything will come. And if our some a little bit slower and some a little bit faster, we shouldn't be worried about that. That's just how things work. It's all under the control of Radha and Krishna. Krishna and Radha have the perfect timing for every soul. And we can see this in our Sangha. Some were very quick, or Lalita had it after, five classes of Gurudev, and boom, she exploded into ecstasy. For Johan, when he got the order from go live, and he did it, and he said, okay, in the beginning it was very difficult, to come on and preach, but then it happens, and I try to come in the stream. So to get used to the platform and then things, happen naturally. It's not, you don't need to what is it, to prepare a lecture like they all do in ISKCON, about what verse are we going to do today. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So let's read and write some things on a paper, and then I will talk nicely to the listeners. But that's not the ball game here. You start just speaking, and then when the Lord goes and comes, then you can speak in a very natural way. And that's what Rajabasis actually do. They have the devotion, so they speak from the devotion instead of from the intellectual mind that memorizes some verses. So then it becomes, it's just on a material thing. Nice philosophy, nice examples. They make some jokes, but it is still on a material level. And here it's completely on a transcendental. But of course, you need to have the eyes and the ears to see and hear in the proper way. And then your spiritual senses starts to develop. It's always a development. You cannot be in a second on the highest transcendental platform. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a process we all need to go through.
Yeah, in the crypto world, there's this technology, and it's like pretty dazzling. It's it's like high tech and all this stuff, but it doesn't really do anything. A lot of it, it's just technology floating around people's minds. It doesn't have any application, and that's what I saw in Krishna consciousness. A lot of these pastimes, intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna floating around in people's minds, but no application. No, actually, mute your mic for a second there, Freddie. No solid application for that until this. See, here we take Krishna consciousness and it can apply in a solid, applicable way to people's lives and change them and transform them into ecstatic devotees. See, this is practical. It's like Prabhupada brought people onto the Vaidhi. It was practical. He brought them to a stage where they can integrate this way of life of following Varnashram Dharma. And see, it was practical. They couldn't do it before. It was just the gurus, the so-called acharyas of godbrothers. They tried to preach this and nobody took to it. It couldn't be brought into a practical form. They came to America to get into people inspired. Then nobody could get there. Prabhupada got people to work for Krishna, to make deities, to get there and do things, with that, even to that stage, because there was empowerment there. That's the when a person is empowered. Moses also, he got people to do what God wanted them. His conception was religion, get people to start to work for me and act for me and follow my rules and stuff like that. So that's the base preliminaries. And then so in Krishna consciousness now there's that going on. The it's like blinded here. You don't really know where it's going, but you just do it because you think God said to do it through your gurus, right? Through the books. Now there's this stage. And this is what Narayan Raj, Radhakund Babajis, they talk about, but there's no practical application of it. All they can do is continue with the heavy program with the rules and regulations and ceremonies, even though they talk about it's like a technology, Oh yeah, Radha and Krishna and the Goswamis and their teachings and everything. But it's not brought down into a transforming people, making them ecstatic devotees, converting them, transforming them into that fruit of ecstatic devotion, becoming a new person, like a new creation, actually. But, actually, because this is not really created. All it is manifested, because nothing in the spiritual world has ever been created. It's always been. That's only creation is only here. It can be called a creation here in us, become a new creation, but no, it's a new manifestation of the truth. It's new for us because we've been conditioned for how many lifetimes. Okay? So this is practical. This is why people, if you're really ready, this is the practical Bhagavatam. You see people who are the book Bhagavat. We are living the Bhagavatam. We worship in Bhagavad Gita 10:10 verse. You see it in person. Therefore, you can begin to understand it. You got to see it actualized in this world. Otherwise, it's floating an idea that you don't understand because you've never seen in this world. You need to see this ecstasy, how a devotee, how it shows up in the body. Weren't you seeing that in Madhavinda Puri, in Lord Caitanya? You see bliss. What does it look like to be an ecstatically blissful, crazy, wonderful person? You don't know. That's why they react like nobody can teach them. That's why you give up your guru, man. Take the real guru. This is your real next stage if you're ready for it. Come here and listen and find this is the real deal. You're not being cheated here. You're being cheated everywhere else. If you don't get this someplace, you're more or less being cheated in the world because this love of Krishna is the only real thing in this world. It's the only real enduring thing. Everything is only real for a time and disappears. Everything, your speculations, your guruship, and all that stuff is here for a time and then disappears. It's only the real truth that stays. That's why you see Jesus here, still 2,000 years later. You see Lord Caitanya here, 550, even though they don't understand these two people. They're still here. All real devotees are here. You see Narottam, Srinivas, all of them are here because the Lord himself wants to remember him. He knows that is the only thing valuable in the world. The Vedas are here because it's the only thing valuable that's here because it's the truth and it sets people free forever. We have the most valuable treasure here in this Sangha, practically. And when people are convinced of this, you'll see, why wouldn't you want the greatest treasure in the universe? This is the greatest treasure in the universe, manifested on this earth planet, in this place and location. The most valuable real estate in the world is location, location, location. The most valuable real estate is the transcendental form of the Lord, man. It never dies. It always increases. It's always more valuable. And we got it, man. We got that treasure. See? And so it's always location, location, location. Turn your cameras on, sit in that chair, and listen attentively, and get this pearl of great price, this treasure of all treasures. It's an order. What did Lord Caitanya say? It's his order. He says, I order this Krishna consciousness movement be preached all over the world. And this is the clearest example of it, man. Ecstatic worship to the max and becoming more, just like they have Bitcoin maxis. We have Bhakti maxis. This is max. This is Sad. This is max, Sad, Chit, Ananda. Max, and getting more maxed out every day. Go ahead there, Freddie. Say some more.
Freddy's going live.
Yeah, it's about time for Freddie to go live now. It's we
don't hear you.
We don't hear you, Freddie.
Yeah, now you probably hear me. Yeah. Yeah, this conversation we are having now makes me remember the yoga ladder Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita, and I have it now just in front of me, Bhagavad Gita 12:8, where Krishna says, "Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and gauge all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt." So that is the spontaneous level. And in 9, Krishna says, "My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain me. So that is the lower stage. And then he goes down. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. That is Karma Yoga. Then, if however you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try act giving up all results of work and try to be self-situated. So that is more becoming detached. And then, if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind. And then even lower, one who is not envious, but is a kind of friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. So we see Krishna is giving for every personality on which level you are, you can step in and higher your consciousness. And if they are ready to come here and listen and can handle this vibration, and then the real purification will come, well then they will become automatically a spontaneous devotee, and that's what we see in this Sangha. So those who come here, they are more or less ready and be receptive to get this vibration. They can handle it more or less, but still there is purification. The false ego is still there. It needs to get out, it needs to wipe out. And that's why it's so important that we listen to the vibration of Srila Gaura Haridas and those ecstatic devotees. They will purify us more and more and more and more, probably till the end of this life. It is even said that in the Bhauma Lila, if we enter in the Bhauma Lila, we still need to get purification from all these very subtle anarthas which are still there, which we are still not aware of now in our present consciousness. So deeper and deeper purification, deeper and deeper ecstasies will come, and that is the process we are in. And Krishna gives it here in the Bhagavad Gita 12:9, where it starts with the yoga ladder. So there is a step for every conditioned soul coming to the highest level of pure bhakti, prema, in this lifetime. If you come in the right line, if you go through the right door, it's possible for anybody. But of course, if you resist,
there's one thing that needs to be clarified in that yoga ladder, though. See, if you try to follow that, a very hard, very long process, man. And nobody in this Kali Yuga will really. That's what the people, they try to preach, this kind of thing. If you can't worship Krishna with this kind of ecstatic love that many of devotees have here, then follow the rules and regulations, and so that's even hard to do, and it's just to develop a desire to attain me. See, because now here's the wild card. You don't have to go all the way down those steps. Because you can just take those two statements, follow the rules and regulations if you don't have love for me. So the in-between space is what you need to know. What's in between that? That's what Lord Caitanya brought. That's what the Bhagavatam really brings. That's what even Bhagavad Gita brings. That's the great secret. Bhakti is full of secrets. So if you listen to a real devotee, they'll bring you to that in-between the rules and regulations and the stage of loving devotional service you get by hearing, being purified by hearing. See, then you get everything from that process. You don't have to go all the way down into those different levels, but you're going to go there anyway if you don't listen to this word. If you don't spend like a 30-day thing and really listen attentively, try to understand these great secrets. See, because here we bring you from that stage of whether you followed the rules and regulations. It doesn't, in a sense, It's, are you willing to listen to a devotee empowered with the message, with the word of the day, in this time, in this place, in this circumstance? Are you ready to hear conclusive, clear, confidential, secret truths? See, that will activate and do all the types of purification and please God in a way that you probably won't understand in the beginning, but gradually you will, because you found the greatest path. You found the narrow gate. See, that's what Jesus was talking about. Go through the narrow gate. See? Go through the word of the inspired word of God coming through a living devotee. You get it through the scriptures. They're alive. That word is alive, but people need help to understand it usually. See, so you get the living guru, see, by the action of the book Bhagavat, see, knowledge, deep, true knowledge, and the devotee Bhagavat, preaching that knowledge, see, in the practical sense, in an inspired sense, that where God is using them at that time, in that place, in that circumstance, just like a flute is being, song is being blown by the Lord, and that flute that's alive, it becomes alive by the touch of the Lord. You'll notice that when you're worshiping the Lord, you feel this coming alive experience. You're like on the shelf, and all of a sudden you call the Lord and he picks you up and you do a kissing game. You're kissing, like the silver flute has lips. You're like that. You're like a gold flute, the Lord, you're kissing, it's time to be kissed and to kiss, my Lord. See, and that's the song in the world. The song of God is kissing. You notice? What is the conjugal? Kissing, huh? You notice? Even in the world, it's kind of conjugal, and there's a lot of French, deep kissing. That's why it's kind of a secret, Radha and Krishna, right? Oh, it's so confidential, yeah. We're here to blow the whistle, to wet your whistle. Go ahead, Johan, give us a word. I know you're sitting there. You got sitting there. When is he going to call upon me?
In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 13, verse 3, this will describe all glories to the listener of Chaitanya Charitamrita. But very important is, and that was my problem, I was listening to a spiritual master who just took a part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And as I was speaking, see, Lord Chaitanya told his mother, when it is, we have to don't eat grain, but it's Kadasi. See Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. But they're talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramnanda Roy. That was never revealed. See, this is a problem in all the religions. They use a part of the sastras, and that is what they're presenting you. They're not presenting everything like you are doing, like Gaura Hamras. That's the problem that is. Because I still remember this, that's, see, if you even Lord Caitanya said to his mother, don't eat grains. See, that is what he also always pumping in my head, don't eat grain, don't eat grain. And see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. Yeah. But what they talk about Chaitanya Charitamrita, about Ramnanda Roy and the Lord, or the Lord came to give this love to everybody. They never spoke about that. Never. So you see, we have to listen to everything what is in the Holy Scripture by self-realized soul who knows it. Not that, you see, Chaitanya, I just gonna take this. And I breathe. That's what I was stuck. Because you listen for so long, not all these spiritual masters, not the temple president. So you listened, and then your mind is on that. But then I start listening to you and I said, shit, wow, there is something total different inside that you're revealing. And this is what devotees are missing. Everything must be spoken, not just, oh, I'm going to use this and I present, see, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is there, yeah, but there is also much more. And because they don't have this, this, this mercy like you have, forget it, man. That's why
Yeah, this is the thing. Krishna is a genius. This is a quality listed in Nectar Devotion. He's a genius. See, and when we become devotees, he makes the devotee a genius too. He has to be to express the God principle in this world. The pure truth that sets people free forever. We need to see as above, so below. So the highest above is the spiritual world. See, that's the highest above. So below, see, thy will be done on earth as it is in Vrindavan. See, that's the real clear conception and conclusive understanding of the prayer of Jesus. Thy will be done, not in heaven. Heaven is still within the material world. It's still full of speculations and envious and jealous demigods. Unless they're devotees, of course. Even if they're devotees, they might have some jealousy because why wouldn't they? I mean, we got the best thing in the whole universe here. We got the best preaching in the whole universe. Can you imagine? Lord Caitanya is our Lord and Master, Nimai Pandit of Nadia. We have an enviable, how people envy, oh, I wish I was a movie star. I wish I was the friend of Trump. Oh, I wish I was a billionaire. Well, we got a position better than that even. We have that's why people envy comes up sometimes. And, I just, at this point, it's like, of course, this proof is in that this is proof of potency. If you wouldn't be envious, see, Maya's not envious of people she's controlling. The envy comes out of those she can't control. They see the guy wants to stop your crying. See, he wants to try to control. They say, well, hey, man, that's just proof of potency here, man. It's pulling out your poison. But, how can you stop something that's we are ordered. This is the will of God. It's just time separating millions of devotees getting this. Why wouldn't they? This is the best medicine in the whole universe. This is the best program and protocol to heal, whether demons or demigods or whatever, man. If you're a dog of a Vaishnava here, you get liberated just by being that. That's the teachings of the Lord. Even the hogs that were in, the pigs that were in the society of devotees, villages. There were whole villages full of devotees. Even the pigs there were very dear to the Lord. That's how powerful it is. That's why you see, if you're a real devotee, 21 generations forward and backwards are on their way into the kingdom of God. That's why you don't ever have to worry about even your family if they reject you. Hey man, isn't the essence to save them? Just, a real devotee, advanced devotee thinks, oh, my family reject. Oh, great. There are less troubles. Oh, boy, I don't have to watch the kids so much. Oh, this is great. Give more freedom to just worship the Lord. I mean, that's a real deep devotee, because everything's illusion. How many families have you had, man? How many kids have you had? They all distracted you, It's all they do. Look at Lita. We lost her for 2 days because of the kids, right? It's just how it is. She just put in her duties, just did it as short a time as she could. And okay, off you go. Hurry up, for God's sake, man. Get going, man. Let me help you. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on your way out. So what does Eric say? Replying.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Lalita Ganga is, eventually that will happen, but okay, just wanted some direction from him. Oh, yeah, what did she say? Of course. What was the direction? Okay, let's see.
Ask what will happen when you disappear, Guru Maharaj.
Oh, when this, I'll live forever in my word. How's that one? Prabhupada said, I shall never I'll live there. Boy, that was a pretty authentic, egotistical statement, huh? I shall live forever in my word. But that's devotees. Of course they would, you know. That's why you live now by the word of the devotees, man. This is great. Their word, you can always listen to a video. I listen to my own videos and I live again. Oh, wow, ecstatic, you know. Yeah. The word of God, that's the truth, you know. Yeah. So, and especially now, see, there are devotees here that are ecstatic devotees. Even if the bullshit artists are that may they come out of the cracks, you'll probably recognize them and boot them out, you know. Or they won't overwhelm you with their speculation. See that snake? You see, they come in sometimes and they test you. That's the snake. Are you going to listen to the snake? Can you see their snakiness? Can you see, the difference between a pure heart? Can you see the difference between an Amy and a Fanny and a snake? See. Well, everybody's getting very clear about these things here. Yeah, and they'll keep you in check there, Eric. Make sure you're not going too fast. You're staying with the protocol.
You know, can I say something?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead there. Yeah.
Yeah, you just talk about even the people what were the pigs. Yeah, but I just remember this amazing pastime about the Summer King. They having pigs. But see, he was so devoted to Nilachala. And he was an ecstatic and he smelled like perfume and everything. You know, and then they saying, hey, no, you must be a Brahmana. You must be something special before you can be with the Lord. See, even in this pastime, one should understand. He was a sambar, a pig, the king of the pig people. So they didn't know all these rules and regulations. But still, every day, he went to near to Nila. And do service. So you don't need to be something special. You just come and hear to the right person. That is it, you know. But now they're still presenting you must be something special. Even in all the past we see it also karma. Karma, just a deeper. But then this what? A Brahmana? A Vaishnava? A saint? And God became angry of him. But who can understand actually the depth of all this pastime? You need a person who explain it. Yeah, it's true, you know. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu came.
Special. You become special by becoming a devotee, by following the protocol, the process automatically. Well, you don't become special. It manifests. The special Lord manifests in you. He's the spotlessly pure one. He's the special one. Your relationship with that Lord, promoting that truth about the Lord, makes it manifest the specialty of the devotee. There's nobody like a devotee. There's nobody like the Lord in this world. They're all unique. See, and so that specialness begins to manifest. Otherwise, you're not really special. Nobody's special if you're a non-devotee. The Maya, you become a devotee of the Maya, many levels, right? Many levels of intelligence. Their Maya is still controlling you. And so you're at different levels of unspecialness. That's not special. That's just ordinary. That's material. You're not special. See, special is being special in the eyes of God. See, the eyes of God. You have to have the eyes of God. That's special. Then you teach special. You have a specialty that no one can match. special knowledge, special confidential understanding of the absolute truth. This cannot be a special secret knowledge. That's why you see Lalita's father was searching for knowledge and was never fully satisfied and never will be going that way. He needed to do ultimately what he did in the unseen, go to her to get the mercy, to get the right direction, because she's special. She's got a transcendental relationship with the Lord. That is the only special thing in this world, is to find special devotees like that aren't trying to be special. They just are special. They have special knowledge, special ecstasy. When you get a little purified, you'll see this is special. They got the special. Prabhupada, he said, those who have the special mercy of the Guru, special mercy of Lord Caitanya. See, those who have that special mercy are just naturally special. They're not trying to be, they're not wanting to be special. They just are, not even thinking about it. They just do special things like deliver the universe, like deliver anybody who will listen to them that does a 30-day challenge, at least. Maybe 60 in tough cases. And in the tough cases, 6 years. And in the tough, maybe 20 years, but still you're going to get delivered. You're going to make more mega advancement, even in your, if you're a slow learner, a turtle, you'll think one little step is, this was huge, man. Huge purification. See, the Krishna will work with you. Isn't it great? We have, this is in alignment with the way the Lord works, man. You come here at whatever level, you could be in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness, and the Lord will work with you. He'll work on you. He'll work even through you. Everything, because it's a special place. And I'm proud to say it. And I'm not ashamed to say this. Is this a special? Just logically, spend 6 years here and you'll see it's a special place for sure. I'm a turtle. Yes, it doesn't matter. Turtles can come. Turtles, jackrabbits, just don't jump over the fence. Don't jump out of the inner circle here, like some do sometimes. So you got to stay in the frying pan and fry. Otherwise, you jump out of the frying pan into the fire of illusion. Yeah. Okay, let's take a break here. What do we do? 2 hours already. I started late too. It's 5:30. Boy, time goes by fast here, huh? 2 hours and 18 minutes already, man. How do you guys stick around so long? Don't you get bored?
No, not at all. I'm so surprised that it's that late. My God, it's that late already.
Yeah, Lalita needs to go do her 3-hour walk, man, for God's sake.
I still have time before it gets dark.
Yeah. So let's play the song. What song should I play, Freddie? Did he say anything?
I think he says funny song.
The Fanny.
It's always the sum. It looks like the funny song.
Fanny song. Okay.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Hari Hari Bol Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting heart. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Every day the sun will rise, every day the sun will set. Hari Bol, what's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya
Can I say one thing, Lord? Can I say one thing?
What?
Can I say one thing about
Oh,
the
yeah,
basic song?
Go ahead.
It's even in the song here. Take the holy name in your heart. See, there we have to commit from the heart. But Moses is still here. It is this Sangha is going for the heart. For the heart. My heart.